Okay, Gabu. Gabu Babu. I heard Great Father Titan loves crystals. Cherishes, covet, loves them. And if we gather enough, he will return. And that's why the patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking if we take all the crystals away, maybe the Great Father won't come. Very good, Gabu. I was just thinking the same thing. Do you know where these crystals are stored? I know. Oh, several spots, each defended by a different order. Gabu wants to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we could take them away and hide them. Come. Gabu will lead you to the first cache. Oh, there's an order of kobolds right underneath us. Quickly. I claim this in the name. Oh, you have them all. Good. Lead on, Gabu. This way. Oh, I didn't even notice the dead kobold. Oh, dead kobold just died. Time is short. If you have the crystals, we must move on to the next cache. You hear me, brother? Brother? Aye, it's just that. I'm quite certain that the crates once bore as guardian seal. Someone took great pains to remove all traces. But enough remains to make out the pattern. See for yourself. I'm sure I'm going to imagine kobolds traveling to Carthus to obtain crystals, much less bothering to conceal their origins. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Vibran by another party. Most likely a pawn of the Asians, as Trancrate speculated. I don't understand. Who are the Asians? Do they worship Great Father Titan too? I don't remember you mind about that. As Elise said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lead us to the next cache, Gabu? Yes, of course, Gabu. No, it's the way. The next one is the last, and is very large, very big, very huge, very large. Not all that large if we go and see it from here. Though you cast about for a time, you see no signs of the crystals. Confound it. What about you, Edgar? Any luck? Nothing, but this cannot be. Gabu saw them, spied them, spotted, saw. Think, brother, think. They must have moved them, yes? The question is, where to and why? Well, then girl, were they summoned Titan once before, and mean to do so again? It is the only explanation. What about mother and father? And the others? We have to help them. And we will, Gabu. We will. Stay calm, we still have time. I doubt that. We have yet to call for the remaining crates. Yes, if they had, then they would have found the cache is empty and sounded the alarm. Needless to say, nevertheless, I believe that time for stealth has passed. We must breach the navel and seize remaining crystals. There is no other way to prevent Titan summoning. But first, give me your crystals, and then I might deliver them into Commander Bolden's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. The crystals, Edgar, if you would be so kind. Large quantities of crystals intended for Titan summoning. Thank you. I shall deliver them to Camp Overlook for safekeeping and brief Commander Bellydin on the situation. Pray go on ahead. As I recall, there is an ether within the Orokobo mines that should deliver you to the navel. Gabu doubtlessly knows the way. Wait for me there. I shall rejoin you anon. Strange, I would have thought you eager to remain in the thick of the action. But if this is what you prefer, then Godspeed, brother. This way, this way. I thought it wouldn't be too much. Now we gotta fly all the way around. I can't even take the shortcut even if I wanted to. Even then the shortcut's blocked. I don't think we... Yeah, this door doesn't open, so the shortcut would even work. I take it this leads right we seek. Right then. As soon as Alphino arrives, we go. I trust you're feeling suitably heroic, Edgar. There's no telling what sort of resistance we will face in there. Quick, you cards! Briskly, swiftly, quickly! I will not suffer any further delays. Oh, he has a wand. Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals, so there will be no summoning this day. Oh, well, that's here, but how did you? Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are they? Mother? Father? Go for the furnace, you monsters, how could you? We are both servants of the Lord of Crags. We are his, that he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh, that he might draw upon the strength of his children and defend them from the tyranny of the overdwellers. No, at least not yet. I understand, Patrick. I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. You would do anything to protect your people, anything to deliver them from despair, whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. But in your single-minded pursuit of the subjected, you have brought suffering on your own kith and kin. You have sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. But it need not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course. Cease your attempts to summon your god and work with us, together to build a lasting peace. Another peace to be abandoned at the overdwellers' convenience. Oathbreakers, all of you. Liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. You take and you take and you take, and when you have filled your fill, you sue for peace. You promise that this time is the last, until you grow hungry again. And when we dare to defend ourselves to declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live, that our gods drain the land of Ether and bring not but suffering, death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more lies from you and yours, Overdweller. You ruined your own lands, and you will not ruin ours. I said I'd come for you, and I did. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Say something, please, please. Please. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up! Wake up! 7 hells. She's barely biting. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Alpha now, leave him to me. Time to dance! We must away. Should we just leave him down there and just have him just go on a rampage? I mean, if their god destroys about a settlement or two. Well, that's 12. How could I be so foolish? I should have known better than to let Gabu accompany us. Given that we were likely to find his anguish and despair has served to birth a primal just as surely as were the supplications of the faithful. Worse, being born of such tremendous emotions, the incarnation of Titan seems incapable of naught but violence. If we have only cause for optimism, it is that while many crystals were present, they represented but a fraction of the quantity intended for the summoning ritual, meaning the Titan must be far weaker than planned. May that it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him to bleed the land of ether, the stronger he will grow. And should Titan be permitted to leave Ogoromo, more lives will be lost. The maelstrom will rally the troops, and the cycle will continue. Edgar, you know what to do. Will you face the Lord of Crags once more? Thank you, my friend. Elise and I will tend to Gabu. When you have finished with the primal, look for us in Camp Overlook. We will be expecting you. Oh, I gotta do the naval hard. I gotta do the hard naval. It's interesting that we gotta do this again. Yep, it's just, we gotta do the naval again, but it's done hard. I thought we gotta do it this way instead of them having to make a, Oh well. As always, I'm going to pause the recording so you all don't have to sit here with me. Till then. Oh, there's no resume the timer. Most of the time I don't mind the wait times for these, especially since there's such nice music. Titans probably. Oh, now we gotta go back to here. I forget you can't teleport if you're sitting. There he is. Did I not tell you he would return safe and sound? The deed is done and Titan is no more. Good. There has been enough tragedy this day. He has been like that since he regained consciousness. We believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt to respond. He is almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he has succumbed to the Primal's influence. Should that prove to be the case, he must be put to death like any other thrall. Such is the Alliance's policy, yes? You have the right of it. But we will not rush to conclusions. After all, we once feared your soul's followers were beyond reason, and many have laid down their arms and accepted Ishgard's peace. We can but wait, watch, wait, and pray. I think praying got us into this trouble. There's not to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control, much less one we may never even come to pass. Let us tend to more immediate matters. Informing Captain Belden of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. Will you be so kind as to break it to him? As your sight so rise, when the others came back without you, I feared the worst. But they said you had no matter. You had the matters well in hand. All settled then it is. I'm glad to hear it, but not half as glad as my men will be, believe you me. Regardless of whether I was summoned properly, a primal's a primal, and there ain't a soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, like we were well prepared to do our part, but We weren't as naive to think as we lived to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds like me like a celebration. Now I know I have a lot of places to be. Why not stay the night? Maybe honored to raise the last of the triumphant return of Titan's Bane. That still sounds like a flower to me. That's probably because of Wolf's Bane. Oh, she's just taking taking the boy out back. Probably gonna throw him off a cliff.
Who goes there?
It's Santa.
Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences. Yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. Nevertheless, I had to believe he had good reason. I was determined to uncover the whole truth of the calamity and, perhaps in so doing, find my own purpose in this sea of chaos. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
Under some rather unique, I had to push the facts like Sir Emmerich. I'll just go with the top one.
Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk. I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving. The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
That's when the dragon board came and Foosh rode all four of them off the cliff.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts. And thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw him out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done.
I wonder where he got that cloak from. Especially that massive hood.
What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
Oh, it's not end of the quest line yet. Oh, yeah, trust you had a good night's rest. I was at this moment speaking with Thancred and your stood off via link for all. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates which had bone Ishgarian seals. It would seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. According to the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation, so Emmerich believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found. But we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, and of course to flush with its guardian crystals, and with that in mind, I should just repay Orionge another... Wait, what was Elise? She was him, I'm gonna go with Gabble. Gabble, gabble! Let me guess, it's time to leave, isn't it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it's any consolation, I have already packed my things. How is he? Brother Commander Boulder, something tells me you are not solely here out of concern for his welfare. To answer your question, there has been no change. He will not speak or eat. I'm not even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with the same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander, and treat him with every kindness? He's still in there, I know it. Beneath the anger and the despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance. Until he comes back to us, we will know for certain what has become of him. Aye, don't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this wouldn't have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, nor will the Maestrom command. I'm so sorry, Gabu, I truly am. You should never have been made to, and I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there's nothing I can do or say, the pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times, remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much that the heart feels like to burst, let it burst and fill up again with your love of them, and never ever forget. Come along, little one. I will remember them, and you, Elise. Thank you. I have faith that so your words have reached him in time, he will recover. And those who orchestrate these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A 1,000 times over, there will be a reckoning. Turn to the waking sands. Is there just gonna be a sticky note? There's a sticky note on the front door. We have heard the glad tidings from Orgrimmar, my friends. By the grace of the 12, your most valorous efforts, the people of Limitless may rest easy. I should like to think you. Think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of Crags from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness can make matters worse. First but no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. Then let us speak of another matter, which is heavy on my lady's mind. As our request, I sought out the Grim Oracles that we might better understand the aims of the Warriors of Darkness. That their copies used of allegedly defieth any single interpretation, the Oracle paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity. 7 times I have succeeded. Then 10 of and 3, only 6 worlds remain. Aye, always as my lady Menvelia spoke unto thee. As for what becameth of these reflections, when they and the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul sundereth to her call, to flow unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Then with the Warriors of Darkness exceed, everyone in their world will die? In essence, the verse speaketh of the reunification of the flesh and subsequent return to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, which is, if the first were to fall to transcendent light in the manner of the Warriors of Darkness describeth, it would give unto a void within none may know either life or death. Far better to die, the reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul which returneth unto the source may be reborn anew, save such at least is the belief I surmise. If that is true, then gods, no one would ever have to make such a choice. Ere we speak further of this subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. 'Twas seen that sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of a certain Alamegan parties. Alamegans? Strange, you would believe that this would be the work of the same Ishgard smugglers who supplied the beast tribes. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, unless wonder their motives, I will remind you that the Assassins did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Ralga, the angel who took recept of the shipments of refugees belonging to the great group devoted to the cause of Alamegan liberation. It may also interest thee to know that the Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of Alan Romali's network of spies. Surely you jest, and yet it is not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and haunted by the Alliance, I would well imagine such villains would be being desperate enough to correspond with the Assassins, assuming they even know or care how their employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me, we must speak of the resistance group, which received the crystals without delay. Edgar, Elise, will you come with me to Little Alamigo? Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves firsthand. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. Margaret, Elise, Edgar. Alphino, Elise, Edgar, are you 3 listening? Good, I have tidings. A temple knight raided the smuggling warehouse less than an hour ago, and Curtis' interrogation of the prisoner yielded confirmation that they were in employ of, and I hope you are sitting down, a man in black robes. Then you have them, and the crystals too. What a few remained, I regrettably would say they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. Just bound for Little Alamigo, we are told, where we be received by members of the local resistance group. Sir Ermic's men no longer have need of my service. I have a mind to heed that way. As do we. By happy coincidence, we learned of the shipment but a few moments ago. And then I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the warrior and his little helpers. Wait a moment. There's more, and I defy you to not be surprised by this revelation. The leader of the Asgardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one of Elian Royale, the infamous Ivory herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, whom else have you shared this information? But the smugglers, no one, as I think I mentioned the raid with less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact you sure next, but it would seem someone else would have me notified first. No, there isn't. I actually don't know if you guys can pick up me fiddling with my headphones on the mic. What in the world has gotten into? I think it is twice now that we have sought Orion's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archons are one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils, and spent as much time at the Levia estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later, though, little Amigo awaits. They have an etherite. I'll get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me, it's been a long day. Did you have something to say? Orionje, I was always struggled to understand what's going on in his head. Now, more than ever. Listen, Edgar, if anything should happen, it should be me who... Just know I am prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters, since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. And with that, that is going to be an end to this episode. See you all in the next.